Watch the news recently and you will see comments like these. Pro-ISIS demonstrators call for death to Jews. ISIS goes on a horrific beheading spree. Like many of you, I value freedom, economic equality, security, and security for the future generation. But ISIS threatens these values, and we need to stop them. The proposal I'm about to give can help save lives, ensure economic stability, and provide a safe and secure future. So how will going to war help save lives? Right now, ISIS is growing, and as they continue to grow, they will continue to pose a greater and greater threat to people around the world and people in the Middle East. As they grow in the Middle East, they are also recruiting worldwide. As Richard Serrano and Brian Bennett from the LA Times state, thousands of foreign fighters have bolstered the ranks of the militant groups in Iraq and Syria in the recent months. This poses a threat because, unlike the Middle Eastern militants, these militants have access to the United States borders and the borders in Europe. Now, alongside the violent threats, they also pose economic threats. As many of you know, the Middle East is a large supplier of oil. The Encyclopedia Britannica states that it holds over half the oil reserves in the world. So as this crisis continues, oil prices will go up and gas prices will go up, and that will limit the global economy and the American economy. Government intervention can help end these problems, and this is because the United States has the strongest army in the world. We are allies with European countries who also have strong armies and oppose the ISIS group, and we are also allies with the Iraqi government, who can actually not suppress this group right now, which is why they need our help. So let's imagine what will happen if we do not help them. If we don't help them, they will continue to conquer Iraq and they will establish this state that they yearn to establish. Tim Listener from CNN says that ISIS intends to conquer Iraq and enact Sharia, which consists of brutal, inhumane laws. But what will happen if we do help them out? What will probably happen is we will be able to further provide democracy in the Middle East, which will suppress the violence which has happened and allow normal citizens to build their own lives around markets, which is the easiest way to build your own life in this nation, in this world. So as the voice of the majority, I encourage you to stay up to date and stay empowered, because the voice of the majority has the most power, and we as Americans hold the most say in global affairs. So my advice to you is don't take sides on the polarization scale that we see today between the left and the right, because that's just us fighting ourselves, and that has proven to be our own worst enemy throughout the years, because we think we have the right idea and another politician thinks he has the right idea, and we are not united as one, and we're not national about anything anymore, and we are not proud of our strong military and our strong ability to shape the world and make the world a better place. But I encourage you to do that, because as the voice of the majority and as social media continues to improve, we have the ability to shape the future. Now, in Rome fell because they separated between the East and the West, which allowed other groups to come in and take over. This is a shame because they were the most advanced civilization at the time, like we are now. But they let their own differences get the best of them, which set the humanity back for thousands of years. So I don't want that to happen. We are on to something, and we are going to be able to shape the future one day, and we're going to be able to provide better lives for future generations, and we'll be able to provide better lives for all of humanity.